Yung mga $36,000 to $40,000 ang
Oh my
binayadan sa
God.
agency. True enough, may trabaho, pero naabuso naman po.
Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Ano ba ito? Parang wala nang katapusang pang-aabuso sa mga kababayan natin, or actually everybody na nangangarap pong magpunta ng Canada. We had an earlier episode tungkol sa mga pang-aabuso sa student pathway, dahilan kung bakit kawawa naman, hirap na hirap yung mga ilang mga international students na nakarating sa Canada. For this episode, we're gonna talk about ang pang-aabuso naman na nangyayari dito sa proseso ng pag-hire ng temporary foreign workers by employers with LAMIA. Nako, medyo complicated. We'll talk about that with Kuya Mikmik or Michael Corrales, co-founder ng Suncor. At ano ba to? Immigration consultant, immigration expert na rin, at ang bossing ng Canadian Corrales Immigration Consultancy Services Corporation.
Ayan po.
Yan
Hello po,
po
Miss Ina.
Yan, yung sinabi kong kumpanya po niya, yun yung immigration arm nung Suncor. Kasi when you hear of Suncor, ayan, no? When you hear of Suncor, they're very well known amongst international students naman coming in. Pero of course, may expertise din po sila sa usapin ng immigration generally, no? Including ang topic natin ng LAMIA. Ayan.
Yes. So, kami po, Miss Ina, thank you for having us. Ako po si Kuya Mikmik. Ako po ang other half ni Kuya Nikki of Suncor.
Yeah, the other half.
Kami po yung dun sa immigration side naman. Ako po ang immigration consultant for Suncor. It was a timely topic for this episode po for having us. Yun pong LMIA because apart from the student to PR pathway or the study permit application, the LMIA is also one of the things being exploited. Nagkaroon po kasi, Miss Ina, before a temporary policy for tourists, for example, who found jobs in Canada na they don't have to exit the country if they do get an employer or LMIA-based employer. So what happened with this one is they tagged tourists as the tourist to PR pathway. So basically, before people were saying student to PR, now ito tourist to PR pathway. So what happened was, like you mentioned po, it garnered a lot of interest for those who cannot afford paying international tuition fees. Kasi yun nga po, hindi naman lahat pinalad na may pambayad ng matrikula ng pag-aaral abroad, and not everybody, even if they have the means, not everyone wants to study again. So ang bentahe ng mga agencies or scammers is mag-tourist ka, tulungan kita maghanap ng work, and then eventually you become PR. So this is what they're presenting. Of course, maraming lumapit sa amin. Kuya Mikmik, gusto ko mag-tourist na lang, ayoko na mag-aral, blah blah blah. As a consultant, I have to lay down the expectations na ma'am, sir, ate, kuya, pag kayo po ay nag-tourist, number one, unlike an international student and an open work permit holder, you are arriving in Canada without any permission to work at all.
Yeah.
So you are just basically here, existing in Canada, enjoying the moments with your family or enjoying the beautiful sceneries that Canada has to offer. There's no work.
Yeah. Hindi ganun ka-simple yun, kumbaga, no?
Basically, the timeline for a tourist who wants to find work, I always tell people, if you arrive in Canada, you don't have a special skill, you work in a corporate setup, it's very difficult to convince an employer to sponsor you, because that's essentially what MIA is. You found an employer willing to sponsor you. So that's one. Number two, even if you do get sponsored or saying LMIA got a positive result, it doesn't necessarily mean that your close work permit will be approved. Given this timeline na around 6 months po or more, paano kikita yung tourist? Paano mabubuhay yung tourist kung walang baon? So ito yung mga wrong expectations ng iba na akala nila pagdating sila yung pag-aagawa ng employer. Some scrupulous people found that opportunity, ay gipit ka na, benta ko sa'yo.
I do have an episode about tourists arriving as a tourist and then getting a job through Lamia. You can check it out. Tama yung sinasabi ni Kuya Mikmiko. It's
Yes.
not that simple. It may happen, pero mahirap yun. You have to be willing to wait. As a
Yes.
tourist, alam niyo naman, limited time lang yan. And then you have to have funds, obviously, to sustain while you're waiting for that entire very tedious process. It could happen, pero you have to be ready for those difficulties. You can watch that episode later on. Pero ang gusto ko rin tumbukin, Kuya Mikmik, yan ang inumpisahan mo na. Yang usapin na, binibenta ang Lamia.
So, ang nangyayari po, ma'am, minsan yung mga tourists nagiging successful, like you mentioned. We have clients who wanted to do this route, and we were very clear of the risks and expenditures, kasi nga mahal mabuhay nang hindi ka pwede magtrabaho.
Oo.
Pero kasi pag sinabi nilang, kuya, meron kasi akong kapatid titirahan for free, so I wanna try. So pag anong alam kong hindi mapapahamak, sige, sure, try natin, but please do know the expectation. So yung mga dumadating with false expectations, tapos napahiya na kasi sa social media, selfie na sa Canada, ganyan. No, so syempre, there's pressure from the family, there's pressure from friends, tapos syempre papasubo ka na kasi nasa Canada ka na. With clouded judgment, somebody would whisper to them na, oh, may kilala ako, pero may bayad. Parang ganon.
Yan, ako.
Yan ang problema. Sometimes, may mga agency, they will charge you a certain amount. They wouldn't say they will sell you the Lamia, but the amount is extraordinarily high. It ranges, so sa mga kababayan natin, it ranges around $20,000 to $50,000.
$20,000 to $50,000?
Canadian.
Yes. Sorry, kahit na Canadian dollars, sisingilin nila sa pobreng job applicant. Oh my God. Para
isang turistang nagbabaka sakaling magkatrabaho, 20 to 50,000 po ang posibleng singilin.
Oh my God.
This amount is something that has always been na sinusumbong sa akin, basically. Kuya, minahanap ako employer. Minahanap akong agency. Pero tama bang gantong presyo yung talent fee nila para sa Lamia? And I always tell them, parang ito yung nagiging loophole. Kasi, number one po, the employer cannot charge back anything to the employee.
I have that, Kuya Mikmik. Wait, let me insert that. I saw this while I was researching on this topic. I found this on the Canada.ca website. Yung nakabilog, as an employer, you must confirm and ensure that you or anybody recruiting on your behalf doesn't charge or recover any recruitment fees directly or indirectly from the TFWs. Yan po yung temporary foreign workers.
Foreign worker.
Bawal nilang bawiin sa inyo yung processing fee. Basically, di ba, Kuya Mikmik? Ganun yun.
So, kunyari, ma'am, hinire ako ng company to do the Lamia. Tapos kung may worker, si employer, bawal singilin si employee, or yung iba po pinapatungan pa yung charge ng consultant para pagkakitaan nila. So that's one thing that's happening that I noticed, tsaka yung mga sinusumbong sa akin. Kuya, itong agency to, ganito yung binayadan ko para hanapan ako ng work. I mean, the sad reality there is you're technically buying the job offer, which is illegal.
I have a question. Kasi sabi mo, some employers will get agencies to hire, to find them, potential temporary foreign workers, di ba? Yung sinasabi mong fee na sinacharge, hindi kaya posibleng agency fee, yun yung service nung agency, so, not necessarily for the Lamia.
Yes, so ang nangyayari po, let's say, that's why I say sometimes the employers don't know that, are not aware this is happening behind their backs. Kasi yung agency ang nagtitake advantage. So for example, may isang employer genuinely needs bookkeeper, for example. And then there's an agent that he trusts na, okay, can you recruit me one? And then this agent would say, okay, I have an opening for a bookkeeper for a Canadian firm. I will conduct interviews. Ayan, yan yung mga normal mangyayari. I will
Mm.
conduct interviews. Pagdating sa interview, babanatan ng, oh, you seem to be qualified. However, our agency fee is this much. So yung
Yeah.
astronomical price na yun, that's where it comes in.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
but minsan, may mga employers din daw, again, I haven't met any. I was fortunate
Mm.
enough, ma'am, na most of the employers I've met, they're very genuine with their needs.
Mm.
But yung mga kapwa Pilipino natin nagsusumbong na minsan po, yung employer may kakontsabang agent. So ngayon, si employer sasabihin, agent, mukhang qualify ako sa Lamia.
Mm.
Kuha mo ako ng employer, pero ito yung gusto kong amount na kickback.
Ay,
So
ay, ay. Nakakaloka.
minsan, ito po yung mga nangyayari behind the scenes. That's why, at first, I don't want to touch the world of Lamia because it's heartbreaking to hear people na nakaka-experience ng ganito. Case in point, ma'am, may isang agent, may isang tao, nagbayad po siya ng napakalaking amount to the tune of actually affording to study abroad. Kasi ang promesa sa kanya,
O magkano? Sige, sabihin mo na, Kuya Mikmik, magkano?
lagay na po nating mga $36,000 to $40,000 ang
Oh my
binayadan sa
God.
agency kasi may trabaho daw.
Ano ba
Nakarating,
yan?
nakarating, true enough, may trabaho, pero naabuso naman po.
Paano
So,
namang naabuso, Kuya Mikmik?
ano naman po, kunyari, kung ang tasks lang niya ay 2, 8 pala yung papagawa sa kanya. So,
Oh, no,
napasubo
iba
na
pa
siya ng
yan.
check.
Iba pa yan. Nakakainis
Iba pang issue yun.
naman.
Kasi, for our viewers, just to remind you, ang Lamia kasi para kayong hawak sa leeg, nakatali kayo sa isang employer lamang. So kung ano yung binigay sa inyo ng employer, minsan napapa-oo na lang kayo in the fear of losing the job. So there's one way to counteract this. If you are able to document na kayo ay inaabuso, there is actually an open work permit available for those who are abused.
Vulnerable
for
work permit. Tama,
Yes,
tama ba
the
yun?
vulnerable workers are eligible for an open work permit as well.
Yan, okay.
Pero kasi, I mean, do you want to subject yourself to certain traumas? Minsan po, itong taong ito, minabuti na lang po niyang umuwi. Kasi nga, sinabihan ko siya, meron pong vulnerable people who would qualify for open work permit, pero sabi niya, hindi po kuya, ayoko na, masyado na ako na trauma, baka hindi talaga para sa akin.
Ay,
So what people are doing is yung scare tactics. Kasi nga po, the Lamia is a close work permit is very restricting. It has its restrictions then. So yun po, yun yung mga consequences
correct.
naman ng Lamia.
Nakakaloka, ang mahal naman. Nakakainis naman, Kuya Mikmik. Mga naghahanap ng trabaho na nga in need of a job, sisingilin pa nila ng pagkalaki-laki. Papupuntahan nila
Yes.
in a foreign land only
Yeah.
to para abusuhin.
Nakakaawa po talaga yung iba. That's why kami ni Kuya Nikki, we always tell people, kasi lagi nilang tatanungin kami, Kuya, parang gusto ko mag-work na lang kasi mahal mag-aral. May hinahanap akong agency. Tapos lagi kong sasabihin, siguraduhin mo yung bayad mo sa agency, hindi kasing presyo ng tuition fee ng school. Kasi sana nag-aral ka na lang, you're landing with a study permit, and you would eventually get a post-graduation work permit, which is an open type of permit. So hindi ka nakatali sa employer. So imagine, ma'am, itong taong to, yung 36,000 niya, kung nag-aral na lang siya ng 2-year diploma, it would cost the same, sometimes cheaper. He or she would land in a study permit that's allowed to work part-time, and then he or she can once he or she graduates, meron silang postgraduate work permit na up to 3 years. So 5 taon sila legal sa Canada versus yung binayadan ng Lamia na 1 to 2 years lamang. So ito yung minsan ibang anggulong hindi po nakikita ng Pilipino. Some people are allergic to the student to PR route because they're allergic of the concept of international tuition fee. But in reality, for the same price, they are willing to pay for a job. So
Oo,
parang
kasi nasa isip nila Kuya Mikmik, at least I'm working full-time. Gano'n, oo, 'di ba?
yun. Pero hindi nila naisip na pag graduate, you get to work with more than one employer. Kasi nga po ang PGWP, unlimited hours, unlimited employers, unlimited industry. Unlike yung Lamia, sa work permit nyo, nakasaad doon po sa inyong work permit, kanino lang kayo magtatrabaho.
Oo.
So
Pero
yun
for
po
a
yung
certain number of years yung closed work permit na yun ba, Kuya Mikmik? Or is that forever until you're here? Paano ba
ang
yun?
close work permit po na Lamia base is normally depende sa nakuhang Lamia 1 to 2 years. So during
Oo.
the process of doing the Lamia, tatanungin kung gusto ba 1 or 2 years. Normally
Oh.
medyo standard na po yung 2 years ngayon, tapos renew.
Bago po natin ipagpatuloy ang episode na yan, meron po akong quick commercial. Meron po akong bagong YouTube channel, ang Spot Pinoy. Dito pa rin po yan sa YouTube. Kasama ko po ang dalawang ibang vloggers dito sa Canada na si Mark ng Carino Family at si Dre Rice Velasquez. Sana po suportahan ninyo tulad ng pagsuporta sa aming mga vlogs. Masaya po yun. Puro lang po kwentuhan tungkol sa buhay dito sa Canada. Follow nyo po, Spot Pinoy.
Subscribe now.
So that's also another issue. Yung Lamia kasi, paano kung hindi ka nirenew ng employer? So wala na. Once your permit expires, that's it. Unless you applied for something else. May mga cases po kasi ganito, ma'am. May verbal arrangement na i-renew ng employer. Last minute nag-back out. So si ate or si kuya, naiwan sa ere. Hala, 2 buwan na lang. Wala pa akong hanap na ibang employer. If you're gonna change employers, you need another Lamia for this. But siguro it's also fair, because we're talking about the employees now, ma'am. It's also fair to give insights on the mind of how or how an employer's mind works din naman po. Sa employers naman kasi, like what I was telling you, ma'am, earlier, some with Canada's culture sa trabaho, mga kababayan, dito po sa Canada, hindi tulad sa Philippines, mahihiya ka mag-resign. Dito po, pag ayaw mo na yung trabaho mo, sabihin mo lang na ayoko na. Let's say, tatrabaho sa McDo. Sabi mo, I quit. You cross the street and go to Jollibee. It's fine. But you're burning bridges, kumbaga.
Yeah.
Minsan, yung mga on the labor side, bumibitaw lang bigla-bigla. So, sometimes, hindi lagi, pero minsan may mga students or open work permit holders na mag-a-apply, magtatrabaho. Pag nakahanap ng mas maganda, biglang tatalon ng ibang trabaho. So, if we are to look into the employer's side naman, kawawa din sila na nag-train sila ng tao, they invested money, tinuruan and all, tapos nakahanap lang ng mas magandang trabaho for 25 cents more, biglang bibitawan ka na. Ikaw yung nagturo sa kanya for that job. So it's also traumatizing for employers na nangyayari sa kanila to. They train people and they're just being left behind because that person found another job or their dream job, for example. So dito rin pumapasok yung Lamia na minsan sasabihin nila, I prefer a close work permit because the loyalty has a better tendency in that route versus getting somebody with an open work permit. Parang mutual relationship. I hire you, you get the opportunity to live here permanently. In my case, I get the opportunity to have stability on my business.
My thoughts on that, I mean, it's fine Kung may, I mean, I'm sure there are also pros and good things about the Lamia. I'm sure it has worked out. It has worked out also for many people, diba? Yung mga magaganda naman talaga yung employers, stable companies, diba? And some of them end up being PRs. Talagang yung issue lang ng pagproseso nung pathway na yan, Yun ang, syempre, hindi maganda. But I think we failed to answer the pinaka-basic question po dito sa pinag-uusapan namin. Ano ba, dapat ba may binabayaran yung mga job applicant if they are applying
Okay.
to employers
So,
with LMHIA?
kung kayo ay nag-apply sa agency, may babayadan kayo. But
Okay.
if you are putting in the effort by yourself to find an employer, yun pong jobbank.gc.ca is a very good resource to exhaust yung apply. So,
Okay.
yung mga success stories, ma'am, of temporary foreign workers na nakahanap ng employer na walang kakilala sa Canada, one thing in common amongst all of them I noticed is tambay sa job bank, hanap ng employer, submit ng customized resume. So again po,
Yeah.
please keep in mind,
Custom.
customized resume, hindi po yung shotgun approach.
Mhm.
Pag ganun yung ginawa ninyo and then an employer reach out and they're willing to sponsor you, I'm using the word sponsor for LMIA kasi ito po
Yeah.
yung konsepto ng Pilipino, may sponsor. If the employer is willing to sponsor you via the LMIA, wala silang sisingilin sa inyo.
Yeah. Oo.
The employer has to pay the $1,000 government fee to apply
It's
for the
$1,000 pala, Kuya Mikmik, per position that they're looking for. Yun yung nakita kong
as I
process.
recall, yes. Opo.
Yeah,
Yes.
oo. Sila, sagot
Lagay-
nila yun, ah. Sagot nila
nila
yun
yun
dapat
dapat,
yun. So,
ang
and
employer.
many of them, Kuya Mikmik, even shoulder the flights, the airfares, di ba? If
so,
some of them,
Ang Lamia po, nahati siya sa dalawa, high wage and low wage. Depends
Okay.
on the median salary at that point in time. Normally po, yung mga high wage, ito yung may mga transition to PR na tinitignan
Okay.
yung government branch. And then on the other side, the low wage, minsan nandito naman po yung tulad po ng sabi ninyo, mga return ticket, for example.
Oo.
And in some scenarios, sa mga caregiver, for example, na Lamia-based, dati, living conditions, kung may housing ba, etc. So may mga,
Okay.
malaki po, ma'am, ang responsibility ng employer sa employee.
Pero okay,
Yes
you
po.
mentioned, Kuya Mikmik, if they are securing a LMIA through a middleman, through an agency, the agency posibleng i-charge po sila for their services. Ang tanong dyan,
Yes.
what is excessive? What's reasonable for them na i-charge?
Oh, that's a good question. Siguro po kasi ang prinsipyo ng mga agency, how much are people willing to pay? And yung sinabi ko pong range sa inyo kaninang between 30 to 50, this is for the Filipino market. But you'd be surprised for other nationalities, it can go almost triple. So again, it's
Ano yung
that's the
150,000? Sinisingil? You mean?
Mayroon pong mga ibang lahi na nakakarating sa aking tenga na ganun daw ang benta. It's very shocking, to be honest. It's very shocking to know. Well, I mean, other nationalities may have more money than Filipinos. That's why it's higher. But I mean, the truth still remains that it should not be sold. It has to be from.
Yeah.
Ang nangyayari po kasi, ma'am, nasisira yung mga genuine employer na, for
Oo
example,
naman.
a smaller or medium-sized company that genuinely needs people and they cannot find people, natatarnish yung temporary foreign worker program because of this
Yeah.
opportunistic people. So the temporary foreign worker program was built because Canada needs people for its economy to grow.
Kuya Mikmik, sabi mo, itong 30 to 40,000, ayan, or 30 to 50,000 Canadian dollars na sinisingil sa mga job applicants na gustong ma-hire through Lamia, dapat ba nilang patulan yun? Is that, ano ba
For
yan?
me, I always say no. I always say no, ma'am. Kasi ang isa pang scam dito, paano kung pagdating mo, ayaw na sa'yo ng employer, binitawan ka na. Dadating kang wala. Nagastosan ka na, wala pa. And then you're spending dollars, you're not earning any, and then you're scrambling to find a replacement Lamia for your close work permit. Number 2, yun nga po, parang isusugal mo yung malaking pera para sa isang trabaho, kung ako, isusugal ko na lang yun sa education kasi mas malaki yung magiging sweldo ko after.
That's the advice of Kuya Mikmik. Nasa sa inyo yon. Ang mahirap din, Kuya Mikmik, no, yung 30 to 40. Sorry, hindi ako makamove on, di ba? Parang there's no amount really, basically, for agencies. Wala namang standard rates silang, yung mga job applicants na matitingnan. Wala namang guide na parang, ang range lang dapat ng
Yes.
sinisingil sa akin, ganito. So, they really don't know if they're paying too much.
There are legitimate job agencies kasi ang job agency iba pa to sa immigration.
Okay.
Ang trabaho ng job agency is just to find you a job. But sometimes they also have immigration partners. So yung job agency para pong headhunter, yung babayadan sila to supply the company laborers. So the proper way is hindi nila sisingilin yung laborer because their job is
Sana
to
yun
provide quality employers.
Yun na lang hanapin ninyo, ha? Yun
po yung hanapin natin. Kasi I think there's a few out there. Hindi na ako mag-name names because I haven't done my complete due diligence. But there are some out there na pag tinatanong ko pag may mga nakikilala kong Pilipino na temporary foreign worker, may mga mangilan-gilang agency pag tinatanong ko, siningil ba kayo? Wala po, libre. So good. So good.
Oh, good.
Siguro sisingilin lang sila sa work permit application. Pero hindi naman $50,000 yung singil sa kanila.
Nakakaloka.
Nakakabaliw na isiping may napapapayag na Pilipinong magbayad ng ganung halaga for a job na lagi ko sinasabi, kung willing ka magbayad, do the math. If you're paying 30 to 50,000, how much are you gonna make per month? How much are you gonna spend living in Canada? And how much will you make by the end of your contract? Is it about more than 30,000 or less? Di lugi ka pa. Nagpakapagod ka, iniwan mo yung pamilya mo, umutang ka para mabayadan yung lamia. Tapos wala rin pala. In the end, lugi ka pa, wala ka na pundar. Sayang lang. Di sana yung 30,000 na yun, pinang grocery mo na lang sana, sari-sari store, ka pa.
We'll leave it at that for now, Kuya Mikmik, dahil napahaba na ang ating kwentuhan. But oh my gosh, how disappointing. And sa totoo lang nakakagalit. Ano ba yan? And it's so sad na mga may pumapatol because of their, I don't know, desperation. Talagang gustong-gusto nilang makapunta sa Canada, yung mga ganyan. Ay, ewan.
And it's also not just happening for Filipinos, it's also happening sa ibang nationalities din po. Kaya ito din naman yung nakakalungkot. And I think this is going to be the next one that I mean just my opinion, but ito rin yung isa sa mga gustong linisin ng immigration.
Nako, ito na naman tayo.
Kung po yung international students, nakita nyo, they're already cleaning up. May mga temporary policies in place to clean up the system kasi nga daw na-compromise yung integrity. Obviously, with the Lamia, there's bigger money involved. Isa pa ito na pwede nilang targetin po.
Okay. Sige, we'll end this episode here. Kuya Mikmik, meron pa tayong mga next, ha? Kayo
no problem.
Kuya Nick, for a different topic naman po, you guys can comment down on the comment section kung anong mga topics ang gusto niyo ring pag-usapan. Who knows, we can bring it up with Kuya Mikmik next time. But we'll leave it at that. That's it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!